Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell, give me a big thumbs up. Now let's get started. For this video, we're going to make a beach tumbler.
Okay, so let's get started. As you can see from our previous video, we have our purple gizmo glitter tumbler just a turning over there. Now I'm going to use the same epoxy that I told y'all I had way too much of. Yeah, I'm using that. All right, so let's oopsies. Turn that one off. It's supposed to be this one. Which one is it? Oh my god, so many cords, so many cords. This one? This one? Where is it at? This one? Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Okay, this one. Haha. So we're going to, it's already starting to cure, so I have to work super fast with this one because it's getting a little chunky monkey. I'm just gonna put the rest of it on there because there's no need to save this one. Right, so just like in our last video, we're going to, ooh, Jesus Christ, we're gonna be working it onto the cup. And we are right at the edge of our working time, so we have to work a little faster. And this trusty tool right here loosens up the epoxy for us, which is why I love it. All you're gonna do is just take that heat and gently touch it so that it's not so thick anymore. Unfortunately for us, looks like I'm gonna have to mix in just a little bit more because this is actually not enough, even though it should be. More than likely it's because I waited way too long to get this one started. So, we never, ever use the same measuring cup because you will never get a 1-to-1 ratio. So I'm gonna get a new cup. However, I do use the same popsicle stick. So I'm only gonna do 5 milliliters because we already have some on there. And the least amount that I can make at any time is 5 milliliters. This is actually my first time making this, so I am not quite sure how it's gonna turn out. But hopefully it's everything I would imagine it would be. So we're doing 2.5 of each to get up to our 5 milliliters. Don't pour too fast because this levels out. And as it levels out, it rises on its own just a little bit. So, like mine, I think I may have went over the line too much, which I definitely did. So I'm gonna put just a dab of this in here just to help it out a little bit. All right, so work it in. As you can see, I'm not like the best at the spray paint base, but to me, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, the glitter is going to cover it up. Now, if this was a tumbler that I was doing that it was all paint, then yes, the paint should be as close to perfect as possible. But when I know I'm going to cover it up with some glitter, I'm just kind of like, yeah, good enough. Because the whole point is just that I don't want to have to work as hard to get the color I want, which would be a lot harder to do if the base was the silver base that it comes in. And with that said, I do have tumblers that come already with a colored base, which I really do like those. I haven't found any problems with them. I usually just sand them down a little bit and apply my glitter right on top of it. I don't spray paint it a different color or anything. So it takes like one step out of the way. Okay, so let me show you our beauties that we're going to be using as soon as I get this covered really well. We go from the bottom all the way up to the rim, even over just a little bit, just to cover it completely. Excuse me, little burp. I always feel like I'm forgetting to say something or explain something. If you need anything answered, please put it in the comments. I'd be more than happy to try and explain it. It's just a little hard trying to figure out every single thing I'm supposed to say. So when I take my gloves off, I don't like to actually touch my skin with it, so I grab the glove. I always have like my epoxy cup in my hand, and I kind of use it as like a little trash bag, so it's just a little easier. And then lift it so it's not ever really touching the skin. And now glitter. So I have Latte. Ooh, be nice if this would. There we go. Latte as the sand. And on top of the sand, I'm going to put a little bit of the crushed seashells. All my glitter, of course, is coming from Glitter Chimp. Then I'm going to do a little bit of beach foam. And then I am a little extra, and I have 3 colored blues that I'm going to be using. First is going to be Ocean. Next is going to be Aquamarine. And last is going to be Grover. And this is the order I'm going to do bottom up. I'm actually going to start from the top and work my way to the bottom. Grover's brand new, gotta take it off. Okay. So, I'm going to, oh, why is it so unclear? Okay, there we go. I'm going to start from the top and, need paper. Because we got to catch our glitter. Got to save all that. Let's move this out the way. Right there. And I'm going to start from the top and put a nice line of this Grover. It's not going to be perfect, but at the end result, you'll see where the magic really happens. That's good. We've got Grover. We're going to put Grover back in its place. And this is definitely my first time doing a beach tumbler, but doesn't seem like it's too hard. So I thought I would use this as my video. All right, next is our aquamarine. I'm just gonna flip the paper, use the same one. Oh my God, aquamarine is new too. And we're going to go just right underneath the Grover and do a nice line of that. Okay. Our middle is going to be ocean. So as you can see, this is our sky. We're going to do the ocean next. Let's collect aquamarine back in her place. Okay. And right under aquamarine comes ocean. Ocean's going to be a little bit of a bigger section than the last two. And ocean is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to stop it right there. That's going to be my stopping point. Just make sure you're getting all of it covered. All right. You don't want to leave any spots without glitter. Okay. Right under ocean, after I collect my glitter, it's going to be beach foam. This is actually my first time using beach foam, but I felt like the name was fitting, so kind of went with it. There is another color I probably would have used besides beach foam, but I'm gonna try this one out and see if I like it. Look at all these new glitters. We're just really just using it up today. So under ocean is beach foam. It's got like a pinkish tint to it, which I like. And honestly, it's kind of hard to see it on the cup, but you can see enough of it. And I'm not going to use a whole ton of this. This is going to be a pretty thin line because I want my sand to be a little bit of a thicker line than the top two lines. Right. So. Yep, so that's beach foam. It's about done. All right. Collect that baby up. And then I'm going to add latte. Ooh, you should see my floor. I'm horrible at just dumping it on the floor. Latte is our sand. I actually do have one that's called Toes in the Sand, which would be perfect. But since I'm going to put the crushed seashells right on top of this, I thought that Toes in the Sand would be too much, because Toes in the Sand has like a lot of rainbow effect to it. And don't forget to get the bottom. We're gonna just do like the last video and just throw it, basically. Like, just throw it. Oh, be careful. Don't throw it too hard because you might mix it with the other colors. But I'm trying to stay at the top. So you're not chasing it around, you're just staying right at the top and letting all of the empty area come to you. I'm actually really loving beach foam. I think this is going to be really pretty. Right. So, just like this one over here, we're going to let this sit for about, I'm going to say maybe 2-3 hours. And once it's dry, I'm going to come back and I'll show you how to make it look a little bit more beachy. Okay, so we have let that first layer of just glitter and epoxy dry. I've already put a coat of epoxy on top, and now I'm mixing about 5 milliliters, and this is going to be the white that we're going to drizzle on it to give it that beachy effect. For that top coat, I put about 10 milliliters to cover it. And I'm going to use jasmine. Oop. Yep. Jasmine. It's mica. I only use just a teeny itsy bitsy bit of the mica to mix into the epoxy. Just enough. It's already mixed. It's very pearly. And all we're going to do is just a drizzle. Actually, I think I'm going to add a little bit of acrylic paint to this because I want it to have more white to it. So all I'm going to do is put 1 drop to mix with it to give it more of a white tint. That's all we should need. Oh, that's pretty. All right, so now it's a little bit more white than pearl. And when you're gonna do this, it's not really anything that you could mess up. I kind of just drizzle wherever I feel like I need it. So this is gonna be more of where the waves are. And then this is the sky. So I'm gonna try and give this a cloud effect and then give this kind of a waves effect. So more of it's gonna go at the bottom than the top. I've got the bottom waves. It's not really mixing yet. We're gonna blow it with the blow dryer in a little bit, or if you have a heat gun, you can use that. Now I'm gonna do the clouds. So if you can see, it's kind of already got that beachy look to it. Got the waves down here, clouds going up there. All right, the middle part, I'm going to kind of leave that pretty much blank, except for maybe a little itsy drizzle, but nothing like crazy. Because I don't want that to really be like the main focal point of the waves. So I'll put just a little bit in the middle. Right. I've got the clouds, little waves, more waves. It's pretty much how it looks. Got a little bit left. I'm gonna try and place up here somewhere. Okay. And the last thing I'm gonna do before I hit it with the heat gun is throw on a little bit of crushed seashells at the bottom where the sand is. Just a teensy bit. Not a ton. is the crushed seashells. It's really pretty. Let me get a piece of paper. So I can catch my glitter at the bottom. So I'm just going to kind of sprinkle it. I'm not giving it a true coat. Just a little sprinkle. Little itsy bits of sprinkle. And then, like we did before, we're going to throw to cover that bottom part. And the one thing about this is considered a chunky. Well, I consider it a chunky because it has bigger pieces in it. So after we do this, we need to pat it down. Just to make sure it lays flat and doesn't give us a whole bunch of issues, which chunky glitter usually does. All right, so that's done. Salvage my itsy bits of glitter here and put it back. Right. Now, I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of heat and let it move. Sorry, I didn't actually have my blow dryer out here with me. So I have to figure out where to plug this in at, first of all. Alright, so now we're going to just blow it real quick. So if you can see, it really gave it that look that I was going for. Down here you've got like the waves going through. You've got up here your clouds. And you've got itsy bits of waves going through the ocean part. Not a ton, just enough. So I love it. I think it came out really well. I'm gonna let this spin for about 4-ish hours. And then I'm gonna put a decal on. After my decal, I'm gonna put another coat of epoxy on, and then it's done, it's finished. And I'll show you what it looks like at the end. See ya.